Welcome back to our trigonometry class. The other time we solved question 5, 7 and 11 from exercise 11D New General Mathematics textbook for Senior Secondary School 1. Now we are continuing from number 12, and obviously what we're using is our SOH CAH TOA, which sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta is opposite over adjacent. Now in this triangle that we are given, we have angle 30. We have the opposite side of the angle to be x, and we're looking for x. We have the hypotenuse, which is the side facing the right angle, to be √3, while the other side, as is also unknown, is letter y. Very good. So to find my x, how do I find x? I consider opposite. This contains opposite and this contains opposite. But here, the side that I have is what I have to use to find what I don't have. So I have the hypotenuse. Now this time around, I cannot use this because it doesn't contain hypotenuse. But I can use this sine because it contains both opposite and hypotenuse. So I say sine 30 degrees equal to opposite over hypotenuse. And to my 30 degree, the opposite is letter x. So x over the hypotenuse is √3. The hypotenuse of the triangle is √3. So here I have sine 30 degree equal to x over √3. So when I cross multiply, I have 1 times x, that is x, and √3 times sine 30, that is √3 sine 30. Here I have to find the value of my √3, then I find the value of my sine 30, then I multiply the two together, and let's see what that gives us. So sine 30 gives me 0.5, and √3 gives me 1.7321. So when I multiply the two together, I have 0.8660, which is approximately equals to 1. So that means my x here has been found to be approximately equals to 1. And if I have to use that to find y, my y here, then I use Pythagoras theorem. Our Pythagoras theorem again, Pythagoras theorem states that hypotenuse square equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. So here my hypotenuse is √3, so I have √3 all squared equal to my opposite adjacent. I have 1 square plus y squared. So I don't know my y, I know my x already to be 1. So I have this cutting out this, then 3 equal to 1 times 1 is 1 plus y squared. So I have my 3 minus 1 equal to y squared here. 3 minus 1 equals to y squared. So that means 2 equal to y squared, or you say y squared equal to 2. So you find the square root of both sides. Finding the square root, you put square root on these sides, then this cancels this, then my y equals to whatever √2 is going to give me. So 1.4142. So 1.4142, that is the answer. So I can say it's also approximately equals to 1. So, but in some cases, they might say you should leave your answer to 2 decimal places. You just say 1.41, or 1 decimal place 1.4, but I just leave it as a rounded figure. So we have to continue now to number 19, question 19. Now, here is question 19. And it's a little bit complex, but it's very simple as well. So we have 3, we have y, and we have x. We have 45 here, we have 45 here. So we have to find our x and y. Here in this triangle on the right, I cannot find my x and y because I don't know the two. But in this triangle on the left, I can find my x because I know the one other side here. So that is one thing to consider. If you're looking for anything, you're finding anything in a triangle, you must combine what you have with what you don't have to get what you don't have. Now, considering our SOH CAH TOA again, this is 45. For our 45, this is the opposite. We are not given the opposite. So definitely, we cannot use anything that consists of the opposite. So this is out, while this is also out. That means definitely I'm going to use cos for this x here in this triangle. So that means cos 45 equal to adjacent, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So where is the hypotenuse? That's the question. The hypotenuse is the side of that triangle that is facing the right angle. So this is the side, that is x. So hypotenuse is x, which is x. But the adjacent is the side that joins that angle with the right angle. So the side is 3. So I have 3 over x. So in this case now, as I cross multiply, 1 times 3 is 3. Then x times this, that is x cos 45. So I divide both sides by cos 45. And this also by cos 45. So here, cos 45 eliminates cos 45. Then we have x equals to 3 over cos 45. So look at it here. X equals to 3 over cos 45. So I have to say 3 divided by whatever cos 45 is going to give me. So my cos 45 is 0.7071. You can get that using your formula table or your calculator. So I have to divide 3 by 0.7071. And that gives me 4.2427. And I can say approximately my x equal to 4. My x is 4. So if x is 4 from the triangle, that means from the triangle on the left, I got my x. Then it makes this triangle, I have one side known already. Then I need to find the other side. And looking at it, this is 45 here. For 45, now I have known my x, which is the opposite to this angle. This line is the opposite to this angle. So I can use any one that I have opposite, which is my sine or my tan. My sine or my tan. But here what I'm looking for is hypotenuse to this triangle because it's a line facing right angle. So if I'm looking for the hypotenuse, it's only sine that have both opposite and hypotenuse. So I use sine 45 here for my opposite over hypotenuse. So sine 45 equals to opposite over hypotenuse, which is so. And that opposite here, the opposite of 45 is x. So I have x over the hypotenuse to the triangle. The hypotenuse is y. So I have over y. I know I already found my x to be 4 here. So I put 4 over y. So that means sine 45 equal to 4 over y. Then I cross multiply. So after cross multiplying, you have 1 times 4 is 4. Then y times sine 45. So you divide both sides by sine 45. Sine 45. Sine 45. So here, sine 45 cos sine 45. I have my y. Y equals to 4 divided by sine 45. Then I have to use my formula table again to get my sine 45. And that is 0.7071 as well. You will discover that it was the same thing we got for cos 45. So that means sine 45 and cos 45 are always the same. Just take note of that. Sine 45 and cos 45 are the same. They have the same value. It's only tan 45 that is 1. Okay, so I have to divide 4 by this. So it's going to give me 5.6569. So my y approximately will be 6. So that is how to do trigonometric ratio. That's how to find the sides given under here. So we're going to continue to the next question. We've solved question 5, question 7, question 11, question 12, and we just finished question 19, which is this one. Then we're going to continue from question 22 shortly. Stay tuned. Now, welcome back. This is question 22. It's also a double triangle. And you can see the first triangle have side 2, side x. The other side, the other third side is not given. And we have one of the angle to be 45, and of course this 90 degrees. The other triangle is side x, side y, and one more time you discover that we cannot find this first because we have two unknown. But we can find it first because we have one known, one unknown. And starting with the triangle that we have one that is known, let's consider the angle. The angle here is 45. The opposite line that faces it is opposite, which is 2. So we have opposite. Then that means one more time I need to use something that contains opposite, which could be either sine or tan. Okay. If that be the case, I have to move up. I say the other side, which I am looking for. What is it called? Is it the adjacent? No, because the adjacent is the line that joins the angle with right angle. Is it the hypotenuse? Yes, the hypotenuse is facing the right angle. So this is the hypotenuse to this triangle. And of course, it's the same hypotenuse to this triangle because it's also facing right angle, the right angle. Now, so I'm using my hypotenuse and I'm using my opposite. Opposite and hypotenuse, that is sine. So sine 45 is going to be used here. Sine 45 equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite of 45 is 2. Then the hypotenuse to the triangle is x. So I cross multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. So x times sine 45, that is x sine 45. Then you divide both sides by sine 45. Sine 45, then sine 45. So here sine 45 cancel out sine 45, remaining x. So x equals to 2 divided by sine 45. So one more time I get my sine 45. We used it the other time, 0.7071. That is 2 divided by 0.7071. And that means we're going to divide 2 by 0.70. 2.8285. So I say my x approximately equal to, my x is approximately equals to 3. So that means here x is standing for 3. Now that I know this, which is the hypotenuse to the triangle, then the side I'm looking for, what's it called? Is it the opposite? No, this is the opposite I'm not given. But I'm looking for this, which is the adjacent. So hypotenuse and adjacent. That's adjacent. That means I'm using cos of 60. So cos 60 degrees equal to adjacent. What's the adjacent now? Y, because it's the line joining the 60 degree to 90 degree. So y all over the hypotenuse, because adjacent hypotenuse. So that is x. And my height is already 3. So cos 60 degrees equals to y over 3. So I cross multiply. 3 times this, y times 1. Y times 1 is y equal to 3 cos 60. 3 cos 60. And that means 3 times the value of cos 60, which is 0.5. So y equal to 3 times 0. And that is 1.5. So y is approximately 2. And by that, we throw with question 22. We'll move up to question 24. So question 24 is a little bit technical also. I have this triangle, then the same thing standing as a bigger triangle here. So we have 2 triangles in one. And for the triangles, what do we have? We have angle 30 and angle 60. So angle at the front here is 30 degrees, while the angle here is 60 degrees. This is right angle. The right angle is standing for this smaller triangle and also for this bigger right angle triangle. So let's look at the sides. The side we're given is 6, x, and y. So we're given this side to be 6, this side to be x, and this side to be y. So the x is the same for the 2 triangles, while the y is just for the bigger triangle, and the x is not the same for the 2 triangles. So how am I going to go by it? I first to find my x, because considering the bigger triangle, we have x and y, but we have 6 already given. So to find my x, I look at the x. The x is opposite to 30. It's also opposite to 60, but I won't use 60 because I don't know this side and I don't know this smaller side, so I won't use my 60. But I will use my 30 because I know 6 and the x is also standing for the bigger triangle also. So I have opposite, then I've been given the hypotenuse, which is 6. So opposite and hypotenuse, that is sine 30 degrees sine theta equals to opposite, which is x. You know, opposite of 30 is x, all over hypotenuse, which is 6. So I cross multiply. 1 times x is x, then 6 sine 30 degrees. That means x equals to 6 times the value of sine 30, and that is 0.5. So my x is 6 times 0.5, that's 6 times half, and that's 3. So if my x is 3, if you put 3 here, that means we can use Pythagoras to simply find this. We don't even need to make use of the angle 60. So using Pythagoras states that hypotenuse square equal to opposite square plus adjacent square. So what's my hypotenuse now? 6. 6 square equal to the opposite, which is 3. 3 square plus my y square. This is not part of it. So 6 square is 36. This is 9, and this is x square. So 36 equal to 9 plus y square. Then I have my 36 minus 9 equals to y square. So that means y square equals to 36 minus 9. That means y square equals to 27. Then I find the square root. Square root of y square, the square root of this. So this cancels this. I have my y equals to root 27, which is square root of 9 times 3, which is root 9 times root 3. That root 9 is 3 times root 3. So your answer here is 3 root 3. Or you simply find the value of root 3 and multiply, then you have your correct answer for that. So we continue to question number 25. Yeah, 25. We have 25, 26, and 27 to go about it. So here is question 25. It's also a double triangle, and you can see we have x and y surrounding this triangle. We don't know x, we don't know y, we're not given the third side, so we cannot use any of this, but we can come back to this. We have two, we have this, so we can use what we know to find what we don't know. X that I'm looking for is opposite to this, then this is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is TOA. Tan 60 degrees equal to opposite over adjacent. So in that, guys, I have to cross multiply also. 2 times this, 1 times x. 1 times x is x. Then 2 times tan 60, that is 2 tan 60. So x will be 2 multiplied by whatever tan 60 is going to give. So tan 60 gives me 1.7321, and I multiply by 2 to give me 3.4641. That is 3.4641. So approximately, I said my x will be 3. My x will be 3. So, and since I have been able to find my x here, then I need to find my y. So since I've known x, this is 45. 45, the side facing it is x. I've already known it, but this is hypotenuse, which I don't know. Opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So sine 45 equal to opposite of hypotenuse, that is x over y. So sine 45 equal to my x, which is 3, all over y that I don't know. So I cross multiply. 1 times 3 is 3, and that is y times sine 45. Y sine 45. So I divide both sides by sine 45. Sine 45. So this is going to net this out. I have y equal to 3 divided by whatever sine 45 is going to give me out. And as well, you know, it's 0.7071, so 3. And we are dividing by 3. And finally, I can divide my 3 by 0.7071, which is 4.2427. So approximately y is approximately equal to 4. Y is 4. So with that, we are done with question 25. Now remain 2 questions for us to go, then we're through with this number of exercises. Question 27 and question 28. Okay, question 27. Here is also a complex triangle. We have x here, we have y here. We can't find this yet, but we have 3, we have x, so we can find this triangle first. So x is opposite and this is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent, the same way we say is TOA. So that is tan 60 degrees equal to opposite, which is x, all over adjacent, which is 3. So the cross multiply, 1 times x is x, then we have 3 tan 60 degrees. So whatever tan 60 degrees, I'm going to multiply by 3. It's 1.7321, so times 3 gives me 5.1962. So approximately, I can say my x is approximately equal to 5, to the nearest whole number, so it's 5. So since my x here is 5, that means I know one side also here, then I don't know this. Then the side I know is the hypotenuse to the triangle because it's facing the right angle, but the side I don't know is the opposite to 60 degrees. So it's the opposite to 60 degrees. So I have opposite and hypotenuse, which is sine. So I'm going to use sine 60 degrees. Sine 60 degrees equal to opposite over hypotenuse. That is y over x. That means sine 60 degrees equal to y over my x, and my x here is approximately equals to 5. So 5. Then I cross multiply. 1 times y is y. Then 5 sine 60 degrees. So what do I have here? Y equal to 5 times whatever sine 60. That is 0.8660. And when you multiply by 5, it gives 4.3301. And you can say y is approximately equal to 4. Y is approximately equal to 4. So we are done with question 27. Now we move over to the last question there, which is question 2. Looking at question 28, it's also a compound triangle, which is consisting of 2 triangles. The first triangle has a side to be, that's the bigger triangle. It has side y, which is this, side x, and unknown side. While the smaller triangle has side x, side 4 root 3, and unknown. So I can find my x first using this that has been known in the smaller triangle. So considering the smaller triangle to find x, x is opposite to 60. So I'm going to need opposite, and this line that has been given is hypotenuse, opposite and hypotenuse, and that is going to be sine 60 degrees equal to opposite all over hypotenuse, which is 4 root 3. 4 root 3. So we got to cross multiply. 1 times x is x. So I have x equal to, because x times 1 is x, then 4 root 3 times sine 60, that is 4 root 3 times sine 60, sine 60. So my x will be 4 root 3 times whatever sine 60 has given me before, and the other time I found sine 60 to be 0.8660. 0.8660 times 4 root 3, and that's going to give, so 4 root 3 is 6.9282 multiplied by sine 60, which is 0.8660. I have 5.9998. So approximately my x is equal to 6. So if my x is 6, I put it here, my x here becomes 6. Then I have this side, I don't have this side, but I have this angle. So 6 facing 45, bigger triangle, forget about this middle line. So the bigger triangle 6 here is facing 45, 6 here is facing 45, then I have the hypotenuse. So it's the opposite and hypotenuse. So sine 45 will be 6 over y. Sine 45 equals to 6 over y. Cross multiply. 1 times 6 is 6. Y times sine 45, that's y sine 45. And this would be over sine 45 here, over sine 45 here. So this cancels this. Then I have my y equals to 6 divided by sine 45. So y equal to 6 over sine 45. So what is sine 45 going to give me? I will use it a couple of times, that is 0.7071. So 6 divided by 0.7071. So y will be the division between 6 and 0.7071, and that's 8.4854. So y is approximately 8. And by that, we found our x, we found our y. We come to the end of this series of exercise from New General Mathematics exercise 11 for Senior School Book 1, number 5, 7, 11, 12, 19, 22, 24, 25, 27, and 28. And with this, I want to believe that when you see any trigonometric ratio questions, any question on trigonometric ratio in any of your exams coming forward, I want to believe success is yours. See you another time. Thank you very much. The name is Ajibola Hayokunu. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting and explanatory enough, do not hesitate to introduce your friends to the link. Thank you.